What's going on? I just wanted to talk real quick about why the 0 to 3 unit cap hurts AdMech Adeptus Mechanicus. Maybe a little more than other factions. We're one of the smaller factions. Let me start off by saying I really like this FAQ. I've been having a wonderful time reading all the teary-eyed salt, just complaining on Facebook groups and all the different army groups and Warhammer 40k things that I've been joined. But the Adeptus Mechanicus Dune Crawler cannot be taken in a squadron, and I only own 2, so this doesn't actually affect me at all. But I could see very easily, if you were not into the chickens or the robots, wanting like 4 or 5 to make up your kind of heavy support. So that can't be done, and it's very easy to do points wise and still have an army, because actually 2 robots is more expensive than 1 Dune Crawler. So it was probably really efficient to do it. I've never been somebody that cares too much about how efficient my units are, and I pretty much never use the word efficient. But I do get that complaint that I've seen on the Adeptus Mechanicus groups is a lot of people, I think, were kind of running 4, like 3 Neutron and an Icarus array, or 2 and 2 of those weapon varieties. And I could see that, right? Because if you're an iGuard player and you wanted to run Leman Russes, you could run 9 Leman Russes and 3 tank commanders, which are driving around in Leman Russes. So you could have 12 Leman Russes if the points allowed you. So I do think it's maybe a slight missed opportunity to either turn the Dune Crawler into a squadron. Even if it was just a squadron of 1 to 2, that would be probably good enough. But like I said, I only own 2, so this doesn't affect me at all. But I feel you guys. Boop, boop, beep, boop. Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, the good thing about it is everything else. Just fantastic. 3 shield captains, 3 hive tyrants, 3 dark angel flyers, 3 storm talons, or whatever's, right? It's just truly is like a wonderful change. One other army that I feel like is maybe hurt a little bit by the 0 to 3 would be... No, I was going to say Eldar's Sam Han, if they wanted to field Vipers. But I think they're in squadrons of 3 and could still have 9. And after that, what are you doing? Maybe you wanted an all Viper army, and I don't think that'd be too crazy. Armies that are still doing A-okay are ones that, maybe we'll see those Razorbacks come back. Because there is no 0 to 3. I'm not sure how much people play them anymore. I don't see a lot of them on the table. If I was still playing my Blood Angels and didn't sell them all, I would definitely be using a Razorback or 2, because I like it better than a Rhino. Another big change is the deep strike rule. No first turn deep striking outside of your own deployment zone. And deep strike is just going to cover all entering the battlefield from reserve. That's huge. It's maybe too big of a nerf to demons. Because besides that, what do they got? Besides big units kind of pinning you in your deployment zone, unleashing kind of like an alpha strike on you. I don't know. You're going to have to change your army list there. The Nurgle ones are still pretty fast. But turn 1 deep strike, especially if you go first. Most armies can't do anything about it besides deploy back off their line and keep some kind of screen. I think this change is super, super fun because armies that don't want to take a lot of screens are now don't have to worry about the first turn, and they can use just regular movement. They can move, transports like a rhino forward, things that aren't necessarily a screen per se of their whole army, but are now creating the bubble of no deep strike. So it's very, very cool. The only thing is, a lot of armies are very fast, and if you don't deep strike in on them, like by turn 2, especially if you go at the bottom of 2, and if they're an army that's fairly fast or has a lot of models, there's probably not going to be a lot of room for you to deep strike. So when you're making your army list, you'll definitely have to think about how you're gonna clear out areas on the battlefield for your deep strikers, because there's going to be situations where if you're trying to drop in big units, and especially if you had a lot, there's just not going to be room for them. Super, super cool there. Definitely, that's also a nerf to Custodes and Blood Angels, because all they wanted to do was run the same. Like, join the Blood Angels Facebook group, and every single one of them's like, how do you make that captain with the warlord trait and the hammer? And it's like every single army. I mean, geez. It's like, it's so not interesting at all. So I'm glad that now he has to wait a turn to come in. With some positioning and whatnot, you'd be able to really start to limit where he could go. Because if you had your... Let's see... Let's say this was the battlefield. If you're... and you're going this direction. If your tanks are here, and your infantry are here, then first turn they go here, and then you go second turn they go here all the way to the middle, and you've left a few things. Now they have no, they're basically deep striking in their own deployment zone. Unless, the counter to that would be that they planned for this and took, some no line of sight weapons or some long range weapons, because maybe you only left a 3-man, 5-man squad to hold your back corner from deep strikers. Maybe it's a 5-man sniper squad or a 5-man ranger squad with a transarchubus. If they start wanting to go there, they should be shooting them with something. They should plan on this first turn, right? It's gonna be a new strategy of clearing out where you're gonna want to land, because it's not such a gimme on you're just gonna land right in front, pin them in their deployment zone, charge in, kill everything. Most armies can't fight off that. So excellent there. I love the nerf on the Poxwalker blob, having to cost points. If you want to do it, you got to pay points to grow your unit above starting strength, so that's wonderful. I own 10 Carnifexes, so I believe they can go in units of 3, so I could have 9 and an old One-Eye, so I'm pretty happy there. If I ever get around to doing them, I have been I've been playing like crazy with my airbrush, and I got this Broodlord guy I'm working on. I kind of did a test model on this. I don't know why I keep trying to do this, it never works. But a test model on this monster from Massive Darkness. And it came out pretty cool for like just playing around, shooting the airbrush and putting a wash on it. So I'm gonna try it on this Broodlord. If we can make it cool, we might have found a color scheme. For the points changes, none of it really affects me. I'm not sure who it really affects. I like that some of the stuff went up. I think it's all good. None of it seemed heavy-handed, as it all seemed like it was coming with a legitimate fix. Be curious. I didn't see any changes to the Enlightened Zangors, so I'll be curious with 3 max units. I can't remember if they come in 9 or 12-man squads, but even 36 of them still pretty scary. But I don't know if I'd call that a spam army. And like I've said in previous videos, it's only a spam army if it's like winning or doing good. If not, then it's a thematic army, and it's fun. So that's interesting. That's about it on my reaction to the FAQ. I love reading all your comments if you leave me any. If not, let it be known that I love reading everybody's complaints on the Facebook groups. I find it very funny, and I think you take the game maybe a little serious if you get emotionally, really upset about an FAQ. That's clearly making the game much, much better. So hopefully this weekend we'll get to try it out. Have a good one.